One time, Brandon, remember? Moving on, the NBA restart, Wilds.
Hey, Danny Green's like, yeah, you can start the season in December if you want, but we're not going to be there. Pulled a Magic Johnson. And Jenny, you know what it made me think? You never know what you got till it's gone. And in high school, I had the TI-82 calculator, and I hated that thing. But you know what? Now I kind of miss it. I'm going to send one to the NBA because, look, there's about 130 days in the offseason. That's your traditional offseason. LeBron won the championship second week in October, which puts the restart in mid-February. That's simple math. So go in, get yourself a TI-82, or when Nick Spencer showed up with the TI-83, holy cow, the original algebra hype beast, showed up with the TI-83, put it in. October 12th, 131 days, and it's just going to be mid-February. So lose the December 22nd idea. It's not going to work, and you're going to get crazy load management if you try to move the season up that early.
LeBron's so low managing. LeBron's low managing.
A game 6 pick for you, Nick.
Okay, before I give my game 6 pick, Brandon, it's October 27th. He's not load managing. He just won the title. That's a hypothetical based on what Danny Green said.
No.
Now, to the most anticipated moment in sports television today on any network, on any show. My World Series pick. America knows I'm 5 for 5 in giving out winners. I'm 4 for 5 in giving out winners parlayed with the total. The Dodgers in a high-scoring affair. The Dodgers in the over tonight. And as an added bonus, I like Corey Seager to win the MVP with maybe, just maybe, a little hedge on Max Muncy. A little juice on Muncy, who, if you look at it, he hasn't been as good as Seager, but in the Dodger wins, he's been great. So Dodgers close it up tonight. High-scoring affair. Seager MVP with a slight chance Muncy takes it from him. Come make some money with me, America. Free winners. It's not coming again till next baseball season.
God, it just feels so gambly when you talk like that, Nick. Hey, how low is the bar for the New York Jets? Is it like close to the ground? Is it like on the ground? Is it underground? Check out what I read from Adam Gase after the 0-7 Jets played on Sunday. Adam Gase said this: if you look at it statistically, yeah, we're not good anywhere statistically. But what I see in practice a lot of times, I see things that were better than last year. When you have to measure your success based on not just how you do in practice, but how you do in practice compared to how you did in practice, this is a pure, simple, easy, wrap it up. Jets, Jets, never mind, and we move on to something else.
Oh, no.
Basically, that's how the season has been for them. It's not great. You know who used to love playing the Jets? Tom Brady. But Brady's been busy down in Tampa this season, acting all GOAT-like at 5-2. But things are not so sweet and pretty in New England. Wilds, buckle up for this, buddy. The Patriots are not very good. Sunday, a second straight brutal performance from Cam Newton, and the Pats have lost 3 in a row for the first time since 2002, and the Pats are now in 3rd place in the division. Cam addressed his poor play yesterday. Take a listen to this.
He came and said, you know, Stidham's finisher, and I agreed, and that's what it was. It was, you know, for any type of competitor, do you feel embarrassed? Yeah, and I am as honest as I could possibly be right now. But yeah, it tells you. And the first thing I said, you know, to myself coming home, I said, you keep playing games like that, bro, and it's going to be a permanent change.
That's a big statement right there out of Cam Newton. Brandon, do you think, when you look at where the team is now, that Bill Belichick regrets almost moving on from Tom Brady last year after where things stand right now? I had to ask, Wilds. I'm sorry.
Well, look, listen, we talked about it yesterday, and now everyone's trying to talk about it. This is the hot topic. It was coming into this year. Who was the reason for all the success in New England? Was it Tom Brady or Bill Belichick? Look, first, let's highlight what Bill Belichick has done. Just some of the ultimate Bill Belichick moves. First, the Jets move. I guess the non-Jet move, not going to the Jets. That was big. That was a great decision. We should have saw his genius back then. Second, Tom Brady moving on from Bledsoe. That was big. Wilds, another one, Randy Moss, bringing in Randy Moss. Oh, Randy Moss is done. And Wilds, Nick, you guys could probably add on to it. Bill Belichick has made great decision after great decision, year after year after year. That's what makes him great. But it only took 7 weeks into this season to realize that this is the worst move Bill Belichick has ever made. The worst move. It's not because of Cam Newton. It's because he had no plan at the quarterback position. You can't tell me Jarrett Stidham was the plan. You go from the GOAT to Jarrett Stidham. And Cam Newton, you're lucky to even have Cam Newton, even how bad he's playing the last 2 weeks, because Cam Newton was a guy you signed a couple weeks before camp. You lucked out into getting Cam Newton. So for me, this is the absolute worst decision ever made. Now, I'm not one of these guys that was like, oh, I love this debate. It's one or the other. To me, they both, it's 50-50. You have the GOAT football player and you have the GOAT coach. They did it together. It's not about Bill Belichick. It's not about Tom Brady. But if we want to have this discussion, look at the success they're having in Tampa compared to the success they're not having in New England. Tom Brady in Tampa, they're turning everything around down there, from being the worst penalized team, everything, Nick.
So I'm going to surprise you here. The who deserves more credit, Brady or Belichick, it's not 50-50. It's 75-25 Brady. I will always give more credit to the star player. Always. But that's not what we're talking about. That's a different question than this, which is not who deserves more credit for the 20-year run. The question is, did Belichick make a mistake in year 21? And I am here to tell you no. Because right now, we are evaluating Tom Brady through the prism of his stock has not. So he wanted to turn the page and figure out, do we have our quarterback in-house, or do we need to go get one? They found out it wasn't Stidham. Now they're going to find out if it's Cam or not moving forward over the next 9 weeks of the season. But with or without Tom, the Patriots were capping out at the AFC East title. So no, I don't think Belichick made a mistake, and I don't think by the end of the season it'll look like a mistake.
Yeah, I agree. And Brandon, here's the thing I don't like about this conversation. Tom Brady put his house up for sale in August. The whole season was a wash. Nothing Bill Belichick could have done after the last game of the season could have been like, hey, could you take your house off the market? Tom Brady was mentally checked out and had the moving guys there as soon as the season was over. So the idea that the Patriots were going to come in with this Godfather offer and make Tom Brady stay and, oh, please, he was ready to move on. So I think it's not necessarily a disingenuous question. I just think it's an oversimplification on the divorce between Tom Brady and the Patriots. Meanwhile, you do have a good point of like, I don't quite know what Bill Belichick's plan was, because Cam kind of fell into our laps, and it doesn't look like Javelin's the guy. It doesn't look like Hoyer's the guy. But rule number one of this show, take integrity, right, Nick? Rule number two, you don't question Bill Belichick. So I'm sure he had a plan that I didn't know about. So I'm not questioning him, but I just,
It's okay to question Bill Belichick, Wild. It's okay.
No, it's not.
Listen, he's not perfect. No. We know he's not perfect. And that's what we're saying here. And Nick, I can't believe you're going to continue to defend this. It only took 7 weeks, man. It's out there. And when you talk about offensive line, I said this yesterday. I'm not in that locker room. But I do believe when I'm watching these games, the last 2 games, that Cam Newton may not be setting the protection right, because you have never seen that in the New England offense. You have never seen just free hits on the quarterback. Now, will a guard or a center get beat at
because
times?
They had a quarterback
but they
the
have
last
a
few
nickel.
Years who in the But Brandon,
no,
because
Nick,
the last
so when you
couple
talk
years,
about
Brady,
offensive line,
if there was
the quarterback
a rusher,
has a
he
lot
would
to
just
do
throw
with
it
that.
away.
It does,
we didn't see hits on the quarterback because Brady would throw away and turtle.
Nick, I sat in these meetings for 13 years, and it's been the same game plan for 13 years about how to stop Tom Brady, get to him, make him uncomfortable. Going back to the Giants days when the Giants beat him in the Super Bowls, it's the same thing. We talk about the Patriots and Tom Brady, what they do well, what they don't do well, how to stop them. The same way for 20 years. Oh, Bill Belichick's going to take out your number one receiver. To get to Tom Brady, hit Tom Brady, and he will look bad. So, yes, he's in year 21, and the game plan hasn't changed. That's why he has a really good offensive line around him, because when he does, what does he do? He becomes the best quarterback in the league.
We will continue to talk about this all morning. And as good as Brady has been offensively, he might be getting even better once his new target joins the team. Brady to AB, but only if AB can stick around. We'll explain that next.